Hong Kong is not only one of the most densely populated places in the world, but also home to one of the world's leading free market economies. Because of that, this city is always full of fascinating things that many people still don't know about. It is also considered one of the cities with the highest concentration of billionaires in the world. So what is so special about life in Hong Kong that makes so many people dream of traveling to, or even living in, this place? Today, let's explore this extraordinary part of Asia together to better understand the lives of the people here, as well as the many interesting things surrounding Hong Kong. Number 15. The strange gaps between skyscrapers. Many tourists visiting Hong Kong for the first time are surprised to see high-rise buildings with huge openings right in the middle. To them, it seems like a complete waste of space in such an overcrowded city where land is incredibly scarce. But in reality, those giant gaps all exist for a reason. According to traditional Chinese feng shui beliefs, these openings are intentionally created as passageways for sacred dragons traveling from the mountains to the sea. Feng shui theory states that the ideal position for a building is to lean against the mountains and face the water, meaning mountains behind and rivers or the sea in front. Because of this, space must be left for the dragons to pass through. Blocking their path is believed to bring bad luck to the residents living inside the building. The first structure to apply this architectural concept was the Repulse Bay complex facing the sea. The project was built in 1986 on an area of 88,733 square meters with a budget of $38 million, and it features a giant opening measuring 16 meters wide and 24 meters high. According to legend, the people of Hong Kong believe that a family of dragons lives in the mountain ranges surrounding the island. Every morning, the mother dragon supposedly takes her children down to the sea for a swim. So any building standing between the mountains and the sea must leave an opening for them to pass through. Of course, dragons definitely don't actually live in Hong Kong, or if they do, maybe they've mastered the art of invisibility. Number 14. Burial space is more expensive than houses. In Hong Kong, a resting place for the deceased can actually cost far more than many properties for the living. With prices starting at around $53,000 for a tiny space, barely the size of a shoebox, these niches are considered among the most expensive spaces in a city already famous for having some of the highest housing prices in the world. The 12-story Shan Sum Tower, featuring luxurious white marble interiors, is not intended for ordinary buyers. Designed by a German architect, the structure was built to store the ashes of around 23,000 people. Besides the single urn niches, double urn spaces can cost up to $76,000. Meanwhile, family compartments capable of holding the ashes of up to 8 people are sold for approximately $430,000. With a standard area of only around 0.09 square meters, many people believe that a space for ashes there is even more expensive than luxury real estate for the living in Hong Kong. A villa in the Peak area was once listed for about $32,000 for an equivalent amount of space. Even so, Shan Sum is still not the most expensive resting place for the dead in Hong Kong. According to the Hong Kong Consumer Council, the highest prices belong to a temple-like complex in Fanling, a northern suburban district. A single spot there can cost as much as $660,000, not including at least $25,000 in management fees. What makes this even more shocking is that despite the sky-high prices, places like Shan Sum are not permanent resting sites. Ashes can only remain there for the duration of the operating license granted by the Hong Kong government to private facilities. These licenses last for 10 years and often take years of inspections before approval. Shan Sum's current license is valid until 2033. Honestly, in this city, even leaving the world doesn't come easy, does it? When even your final resting place costs more than buying a house, the pressure is unbelievable. Meanwhile, with around 46,000 deaths every year over the past decade, the demand for ash storage spaces has remained constantly overloaded. Number 13. The suffocating life inside coffin homes. In stark contrast to Hong Kong's glamorous image, the city still has slum-like areas for low-income workers living in incredibly cramped conditions. Some rooms are so tiny that they resemble cages more than actual homes. The extremely high cost of rent forces many poor residents in Hong Kong to crowd into makeshift rooftop shelters. They build their own private rooms using metal frames and scraps of wood to divide each tiny section. Living conditions for low-income workers and families in these apartments are unbelievably suffocating. Every bit of space is divided so tightly that sleeping areas are often only around 2 square meters in size, earning them the nickname coffin bedrooms. The inside of these spaces is even more shocking than many people would imagine. Each living area is partitioned from a larger apartment using plywood boards. At the end of the room sits only a tiny shelf for a television and a few personal belongings, while clothes and essential items hang from hooks above. The people living in these coffin homes are often retired elderly residents, low-income workers, drug addicts, or even people suffering from mental illness. They no longer have the ability to work and simply cannot keep up with Hong Kong's rapidly rising housing prices. I think anyone with claustrophobia would feel absolutely traumatized living here. Just looking at these spaces already makes it obvious how difficult daily life must be. If anyone had to live in conditions like this, they would surely feel unbearably suffocated. Number 12. Feng Shui plays an important role in daily life. For the people of Hong Kong, Feng Shui is an extremely important part of life. Many believe that Feng Shui is one of the reasons behind Hong Kong's prosperity today. For example, Victoria Harbour, surrounded by mountains on both the eastern and western sides, forms what is known as a jade bowl formation, believed to be the main energy channel that continuously brings wealth and fortune to Hong Kong. Inside shops and business offices, Hong Kong merchants often worship the god of wealth and hang 72 protective talismans. These charms are modeled after traditional Chinese designs and are believed to ward off disasters, bring peace, and help businesses thrive. Shops located along the streets often place altars near the entrance, where owners burn incense and pray every single day. Among the super rich, Feng Shui is taken even more seriously. Many wealthy individuals even hire personal Feng Shui masters to advise them monthly on how to arrange their homes and offices for maximum prosperity and good fortune. Nina Wang, once the richest woman in Asia, passed away in 2011, and the person accused of forging her will in an attempt to seize her $4 billion USD fortune was actually her own Feng Shui master. That alone shows just how influential Feng Shui is in Hong Kong. Number 11, the longest escalator system in the world. Stretching up to 800 meters long, Hong Kong's escalator system is officially recognized as the world's longest covered outdoor escalator system. Not only does it help residents travel more easily along the city's steep hills, but it also allows tourists to conveniently hop on and off while exploring bustling markets, antique shops, museums, historical sites, and restaurants throughout the area. The escalator begins in the vibrant Central District and extends all the way to the upscale residential neighborhood of mid-levels. It is not a single continuous escalator, but rather a system consisting of 20 escalators and 3 moving walkways. With 14 entry and exit points, users can get on or off at almost any location. Traveling from one end to the other takes approximately 20 to 25 minutes. The entire system was built at a cost of 245 million Hong Kong dollars, equivalent to around 2 million US dollars, officially opened in October 1993, and serves more than 85,000 people every day. If you ever have the chance to visit Hong Kong, you should definitely try riding this unique escalator system. Number 10. Hong Kong, a paradise for food lovers. One of the things that makes visitors fall in love with Hong Kong is its incredibly rich and diverse culinary scene. Can you believe that this city is home to as many as 15,000 restaurants and cafes of all sizes, enough to satisfy both the taste buds and emotions of almost anyone? Hong Kong cuisine is a delicate fusion of many different cultures, including Cantonese, Chinese, British, Japanese, and even Southeast Asian influences. Wan Chai is considered the district with the highest concentration of restaurants in Hong Kong. It is also home to one of the cheapest Michelin-starred restaurants in the world. Tim Ho Wan is famous for its dim sum dishes that cost less than $3. When visiting Hong Kong, you absolutely have to try dishes such as roasted goose, dim sum, and char siu noodles. Just thinking about stepping outside every day and having hundreds of delicious foods to choose from already sounds exciting, doesn't it? Number 9. Places rumored to be haunted. Hong Kong is famous for many locations associated with terrifying ghost stories, making plenty of people uneasy whenever they are mentioned. One of the most well-known is Bride's Pool, a place tied to an extremely chilling legend. According to the story, a tragic drowning accident once occurred when a bride was being carried in a sedan chair across a waterfall on her way to meet her groom. While passing near the slippery rocks beside the waterfall, one of the men carrying the sedan chair accidentally lost his footing, causing the entire group to fall into the pool. Because she was wearing a heavy wedding dress, the bride sank into the deep water and drowned. Since then, many people have believed that her spirit still lingers beneath the water. Unable to move on, she is said to drag other victims down into the lake so she won't feel lonely. Some people even claim they occasionally see a woman dressed in a red cheongsam sitting beside the pool, brushing her hair. Besides Bride's Pool, Dragon Lodge is another famous haunted location. It was once a luxurious mansion considered among the most valuable properties in Hong Kong. However, after a mysterious death occurred there and another resident went bankrupt, all the inhabitants eventually moved away, leaving behind an atmosphere so cold and eerie that it gives people chills. During World War II, Japanese troops occupied the area and reportedly killed several Catholic nuns there. Later, in 2004, when the mansion was being renovated, many construction workers claimed they heard strange sounds, including the cries of children. Because of the many urban legends surrounding the property, it attracts countless thrill-seekers curious about paranormal experiences. The current owner even had to install barbed wire fences to prevent vandalism and trespassing. If you ever visit Hong Kong, would you be brave enough to explore these terrifying places? As for me, absolutely not. Number 8. The place with the highest life expectancy in the world. When people talk about places with the highest life expectancy in the world, many immediately think of Japan. However, since 2010, Hong Kong has surpassed Japan and become the world's leading region in terms of life expectancy. According to statistics from 2017, the average life expectancy in Hong Kong reached 84.68 years, while Japan's stood at 84.10 years. So what exactly helps people here live so long? Besides environmental and healthcare factors, many experts believe the biggest secret lies in two simple words: eating habits. People in Hong Kong love drinking tea in the morning and at many other times throughout the day. Tea contains polyphenols and catechins, which have antioxidant properties that help slow aging, support weight loss, and reduce the risk of heart disease and cerebrovascular illnesses. Not only that, but summers in Hong Kong are often hot and humid, which can leave people feeling exhausted. Because of this, locals especially enjoy drinking soup to help their bodies feel more comfortable and balanced. In fact, making soup is considered an almost essential skill for women in Hong Kong. According to local beliefs, drinking hot soup helps regulate the body, remove toxins, and provide nutrients more effectively. Soup is also easy to consume, helping people maintain their appetite even when they feel tired or unwell. Besides diet, Hong Kong residents also place great importance on healthcare. Whenever they notice signs of fatigue or illness, they usually go for medical checkups immediately instead of delaying treatment. As a result, most illnesses are detected early and treated effectively. Even in cases of serious diseases, the healthcare insurance system significantly reduces the financial burden of treatment for citizens. Number 7. The luxurious lifestyle of Hong Kong's super-rich. In complete contrast to the cramped poor neighborhoods, Hong Kong's super-rich lifestyles far beyond what many people can even imagine. Mansions worth hundreds of millions of dollars or spending billions on horse racing bets are only a tiny glimpse into their extravagant way of life. According to statistics, 1 out of every 7 people in Hong Kong is a USD millionaire. At least 10,000 residents currently possess assets worth 30 million USD or more. While low-income citizens are forced to spend around 500,000 US dollars to buy ultra-small nano apartments or live in cage homes and coffin homes, the super-rich mostly reside in luxurious suburban villas, especially in the Peak, the highest area in Hong Kong. A luxury home in Hong Kong costs an average of around 4.9 million US dollars. In the Peak alone, Prices start at roughly 40 million US dollars and can easily exceed 100 million US dollars. The city's most extravagant and expensive mansions are concentrated there. In March 2018, a villa in the area was sold for 178.4 million US dollars, making it the most expensive villa in Asia at that time. Popular shopping destinations among Hong Kong's wealthy include the Landmark, home to Louis Vuitton's Asian flagship store, and the Tsim Sha Tsui Canton Road area, which is filled with luxury brands such as Gucci, Chanel, Dior, and Marc Jacobs. As for dining, Phúc Lam Moon is one of the most famous restaurants frequently visited by the elite class. A meal for 12 people there can cost around 4,000 US dollars. Compared to the poor residential areas mentioned earlier, life in the Peak truly feels like a completely different world, doesn't it? One side struggles to survive in tiny, cramped rooms barely large enough for daily existence, while the other enjoys extravagant lives inside enormous mansions with more space than they could ever fully use. Number 6. Famous skyscrapers in Hong Kong. Topping the list of cities with the most skyscrapers in the world, Hong Kong is home to as many as 657 high-rise buildings, including 6 super-tall skyscrapers exceeding 300 meters in height. This has turned the city into a dream destination for lovers of modern architecture and those eager to admire unique engineering masterpieces. One of the most iconic buildings is the International Commerce Center. Standing 484 meters tall with 118 floors, this skyscraper is located in West Kowloon and was completed in 2010. Inside the building are many notable facilities, including the luxurious Ritz-Carlton Hong Kong Hotel and the Sky 100 observation deck, where visitors can enjoy breathtaking panoramic views of Hong Kong and Victoria Harbor. Next is Central Plaza, one of Hong Kong's most famous skyscrapers. The building stands 374 meters tall with 78 floors and was completed in August 1992 at 18 Harbor Road on Hong Kong Island. Between 1992 and 1996, it was the tallest building in Asia and also among the tallest structures in Hong Kong. Finally, there is the Bank of China Tower, an iconic landmark that anyone visiting this city above the clouds should never miss. The tower stands 315 meters tall with 72 floors and is currently the 4th tallest building in Hong Kong. Designed by the world-famous architect I.M. Pei, the structure impresses visitors with an exterior resembling a giant optical prism. Because of its unique appearance, locals nicknamed it Yat Ba Do. However, the building's design, featuring many sharp edges and pointed angles, sparked considerable controversy because it was believed to conflict with traditional feng shui principles in Hong Kong. Many people believed the sharp corners generated negative energy and brought bad luck. To counteract this, additional water features and pools were placed around the building as a form of feng shui remedy. Number 5. The place with the highest Rolls-Royce density in the world. Hong Kong is considered the place with the highest number of Rolls-Royce cars per capita in the world. In fact, the largest order in the history of this ultra-luxury car brand also came from Hong Kong. The owner of the 20 million USD order for 30 customized Rolls-Royce Phantom cars was billionaire Stephen Hung, the star of the Netflix series Bling Empire, New York. And that's not all. The 5-star Peninsula Hotel in Kowloon even owns an entire fleet of specially customized Rolls-Royce vehicles. These ultra-luxury sedans are all painted in Peninsula Brewster Green, the hotel's iconic signature color. One of the most famous mysteries involving Rolls-Royce also fascinated people for years. It was the identity of the owner of the one-of-a-kind swept-tail convertible launched in 2017, a model once considered the most expensive car in the world with a price tag of 12 million US dollars. In early 2023, the mystery was finally solved, and once again, the owner turned out to be a billionaire from Hong Kong. The buyer was Sam Lee, the son of real estate billionaire Samuel Tak Lee, who owns a property empire stretching from Hong Kong to London and Geneva, with a fortune estimated by Forbes at around 3.6 billion US dollars. If you are someone who loves spotting supercars, Hong Kong will definitely amaze you with luxury vehicles appearing almost everywhere throughout the city. Number 4. Fascinating public transportation. Hong Kong has many unique forms of public transportation serving the daily travel needs of its residents. First of all, there are the electric trams, an environmentally friendly means of transportation that appeared in Hong Kong more than 100 years ago and has now become one of the city's defining symbols. Tramway Limited Hong Kong is currently the only operator of the tram system. There are 6 main tram routes running along the northern coastline of Hong Kong Island from 6 a.m. until midnight, with fares costing only around 2.3 Hong Kong dollars. Among them, the most famous is the Peak Tram route, which has been operating for as long as 125 years and takes visitors up to the Peak to enjoy panoramic views of Hong Kong from above. Although the experience can feel a little nerve-wracking at times as the tram tilts along the steep slopes, the dazzling scenery waiting at the top is absolutely worth it. Next are the double-decker buses, an experience especially loved by tourists visiting Hong Kong. Sitting on the open upper deck while watching the vibrant rhythm of city life always creates a uniquely exciting feeling. The bus network covers all of Hong Kong, with major companies such as Kowloon Motor Bus, New World First Bus, and City Bus operating across Hong Kong Island, Kowloon, and the New Territories. In addition, as a city famously known as a harbor city, Hong Kong is also well known for its ferry rides that allow visitors to cruise around Victoria Harbor and admire the colorful, sparkling skyline. Among them, the Star Ferry is the oldest and most iconic service, operating across 4 routes connecting Kowloon and Hong Kong Island. It is an extremely popular choice for tourists who want to enjoy the brightly lit harbor and the stunning nighttime skyline. Many Hong Kong residents consider the Star Ferry to be an important cultural symbol of the city ever since it first began operating in 1888. In fact, the travel guide Lonely Planet once stated that if you visit Hong Kong without experiencing the Star Ferry, then you have truly missed something very special about the city. If you ever have the chance to visit Hong Kong, which form of transportation would you want to try first? Number 3. Hong Kong International Airport, one of the busiest airports in the world. Hong Kong International Airport is located on Chek Lap Kok Island and was built by flattening part of a mountain and then using the excavated soil and rock to reclaim land from the sea. The total construction cost reached nearly $20 billion across an area of more than 12 square kilometers, and the entire project took around 6 years to complete. The airport officially began operations in 1998 under the management of the Hong Kong Airport Authority. This is one of the largest and busiest airports in the world, as well as the primary hub for Hong Kong Airlines and 5 other major airlines in the city. The airport currently connects to more than 220 destinations worldwide and serves as a major transit center for an enormous number of passengers. In 2018 alone, the airport handled approximately 74.7 million passengers and transported up to 5.1 million tons of cargo. Number 2. Hong Kong shines brightly during festival seasons. Although Hong Kong is a modern and highly international city, it still preserves its long-standing traditional cultural values very clearly. No matter what time of year you visit, you can always feel the unique festive atmosphere and distinctive customs of the local people. If you want to experience the biggest festive season during winter, you should visit Hong Kong during Lunar New Year, the most important holiday celebration of the year here. During this time, everyone from children to adults dresses in vibrant red clothing and exchanges good wishes with one another, from neighbors to shop owners. The streets are decorated with golden lanterns and zodiac symbols representing the new year, while local markets overflow with foods believed to bring luck and prosperity. Besides Lunar New Year, Hong Kong is also famous for the very special Tin Hau Festival. Tin Hau is regarded as the goddess of the sea and the protector deity of fishermen. On her birthday, local residents gather at more than 70 temples throughout the city to pray for safety, favorable weather, and smooth sailing with plentiful catches in the coming year. What makes this especially interesting is that reverence for Tin Hau is not limited to the older generation. Many young people also continue to preserve and celebrate this tradition, even though some of them may never have personally witnessed fishing boats returning loaded with fish. If you ever have the chance to travel to Hong Kong, you should try visiting during festival season to truly experience the city's vibrant energy and unique colors. Number 1. Neon signs, a cultural heritage of Hong Kong. Neon signs first appeared in Hong Kong during the 1920s and experienced explosive growth from the 1950s through the 1980s. Although they were most heavily concentrated in bustling commercial areas such as Nathan Road in the nightlife district of Wan Chai, nearly every corner of Hong Kong glowed brightly after nightfall. By the 1970s, neon lights covered buildings all across the city. One of the most famous was the National Panasonic sign on Nathan Road, which was once recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records as the largest neon sign in the world. Later, neon signs appeared at hundreds of different businesses, from restaurants, hotels, and nightclubs to pharmacies, jewelry stores, clothing shops, and pawn shops. They not only represented commercial activity, but also became symbols of Hong Kong's rapid economic growth and development. If you are a fan of Hong Kong movies, you are surely familiar with the city's colorful neon signs. The vivid blue, red, purple, and yellow lights have long become an inseparable part of Hong Kong's cultural identity. However, in recent years, neon signs have gradually disappeared and been replaced by more energy-efficient LED lighting. Because of this, the stories and craftsmanship behind these neon signs have now become an important issue related to cultural preservation. Wu Chi-kai is currently one of only 8 remaining neon sign craftsmen still working in Hong Kong. He shared that in the past, business was so busy that he and his 2 assistants sometimes worked non-stop for entire weeks without even having time to return home to sleep. But nowadays, declining demand has forced him to find new ways to preserve the craft, including taking on apprentices and combining neon lighting with artistic projects. And so, we've just explored many fascinating aspects of life in Hong Kong together. Which fact impressed you the most? Feel free to leave a comment and share your thoughts.